David Goldwich has studied and taught storytelling for almost 20 years. Tonight, he will share with us the most important story you will ever tell. Please welcome ATM Bronze, David Goldwich. Thank you.
What do David Bowie, Madonna, and Michael Jackson all have in common? Aside from being phenomenal entertainers, they have all adopted a number of personas over the course of their careers. They are known for reinventing themselves. When we see David Bowie transition from Ziggy Stardust to Aladdin Sane to the Thin White Duke, do we say, who is this guy pretending to be now? What a phony. Or do we admire the way he reinvents himself and think, I wish I could do that? Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. With all due respect, the bard was wrong. We are not merely players. Who is Woody Allen, and what does he do? Yes, he's an actor, but he also writes every movie he acts in. And he directs every movie he writes and acts in. And so do you. You are not just actors. Another playwright, George Bernard Shaw, got it right when he said, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. And, I would add, recreating yourself, if you so desire. One of my earliest memories was an incident that happened when I was in kindergarten. I was at the playground, sitting under a tree with a shovel and pail, digging a hole and minding my own business. As the hole got deeper, I encountered some roots. My shovel became entangled in the roots and I struggled to free it. Unbeknownst to me, another little boy was climbing the tree. Suddenly, he jumped down from the tree and landed right in front of me. At that very moment, as luck would have it, my shovel broke free from the roots, launching a shovel full of dirt right into the boy's face. I looked up in shock. The boy began to cry. The teacher looks over. She sees the boy with dirt on his shirt, crying, rubbing his eye, and pointing his itty-bitty finger at me. I'm standing there with a shovel. Who, me? What did I do? I was quickly escorted to the principal's office. I don't remember much after that, aside from sitting on the big wooden bench, waiting for my mother to come and pick me up, and feeling a burning sense of injustice. I'm convinced that is what led me to become a lawyer. At 5 years old, I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the ability to stand up for myself, challenge authority, not even to articulate my own case. 5-year-olds don't understand concepts like accident, intention, or unfortunate coincidence. They only know things like play, shovel, cookies, and punishment, and shame. What might I have learned from that incident? I might have learned the value of perseverance, not giving up when I encounter an obstacle, persisting until I accomplish my goal. But that possibility evaporated the moment the boy dropped down from the tree and caught a shovel full of dirt. What I did learn was this: life is unjust. You cannot trust anybody to treat you fairly. You have to stand up for yourself and speak out and fight for everything you get. And all of that was written into my inner story. That story followed me for most of my life, until I realized that it was all based on something I concocted when I was just 5 years old. What did my child self know about anything? Was I even remotely qualified to write that story that would shape my life? Of course not. But there I was with that story and that life. We cannot change the past, but what if we can rewrite our story and change our future? At that time, I did not know the power of this story, how it would affect me. I was not in a position to, but that story that I had of mistrust and cynicism and combativeness did not support the person I wanted to be. How could I be more confident? How could I enjoy better relationships when my own story was telling me, you can't trust people, life is unfair, you have to fight for everything you get? Before I could change myself, I had to change my story. As I went along my journey, I discovered some truths. First, everyone has an inner story that serves as the foundation for their identity and belief system. Second, this inner story is always wrong. It's always wrong, because no 5 or 6-year-old can possibly possess the wisdom, experience, and insight to get it right. Third, the set of rules and principles that you derive from this false narrative shape the way you see the world, distort the way you see yourself, and keep you from living the life you deserve. And fourth, if you can change your story, you can change your life. You're not just actors, the main character in the drama that is your life. You are also writers and directors. You have the power to rewrite your story and to reinvent yourself, just like Michael Jackson, Madonna, David Bowie, and so many others. Use that power, because the most important story you will ever tell is the one you tell yourself. Mr. Toastmaster.